Yo, Challenger coach in here. So I always felt like Xerath needs a buff. And right now he got some decent changes on PPE. Just to be clear, he has slightly less base mana as before, right? But we can visually see it with our eyes that he gains the same amount of mana as before, but now it has a 16 and not a 12-second cooldown. But look at the very important thing you have to look at too. Whenever Xerath kills a unit, this cooldown is reduced by 2 seconds. Now, there are 6 minions in a wave, which means this can be reduced by 12 seconds, right? Which means it's only 4 seconds, right? Now, aside of that, if there are 7 minions, there is a cannon minion, then 7, right? And that's just 14. Now, just to be clear, there is a very specific matchup, Mazahar, where Serad gonna do way better because Mazahar usually summons 2 or 3 Voidlings, which means he reduces his mana surge by 2 or 3. And the good thing is that Serad got AoE abilities, which means he can, let's say, like Q the Voidlings and at the same time look to get a Q on Mazahar so he can hit 2 birds with 1 stone. So this is definitely a good buff for Serad. It's a bit of a nerf for support Xerath because generally speaking he doesn't really last hits too much, but if he lasts hits like 2 minions, then I guess he has the same mana management, right?
No effect on his passive instead of activating itself every 12,
Okay.
but it gets reduced by 2 seconds for every unit killed. Minions too, so you'll be able to use the passive a lot more often on the laning phase if you don't miss less hits on minions like I do. But the big change
Now let's talk about the big changes, right? So Xerath ascends, this is his current version, right? Xerath ascends to his true form channels for 10 seconds. During this time he may recast up to 5 times, right? If his ult is maxed out. And it deals 300 damage plus 40 percentage magic damage, right? Now, here are the changes. Serad ascends to his true form for 10 seconds. During this time, he may recast up to 7 times. So he gets two more shots, right? Which is really strong from my opinion. He gets 2 more shots at the last level. Uh, and that's a buff, right? Now, Serat launches a magical artillery dealing 287 damage, so the damage is slightly less than before, and the AP ratio is also less, as we can visually see it, right? For each champion hit, the artillery deals an additional 31 plus 5 percentage magic damage, right? So, for example, it's even more rewarding if you hit 2 champions at once, right? Because, say, this can be multiplied by 6 at least, right? So it deals progressively more and more damage, which is also good against champions that have clones like Wukong, because if by chance you hit him and his clone, you get double value, or Shaco, you get double value. Let's say Shaco and his clone are usually nearby each other, right? And you ult the Shaco and the clone, and then the very next shot you're gonna shoot, if you see it's 31, the next shot gonna deal how much? Like 62, right? And so on and so forth, right? Then it's gonna deal like 124 for if you hit both of them, right? So it's gonna be progressively higher and higher and higher. So far it's pretty much a buff. The
and quite
only way it deals less damage, let's say if you hit only like one ultimate, but then you still get 2 more shots, right? So it's still ideally a buff. It's just a little bit of a nerf for his early game oppression, right? But his scaling is a bit better than before, right? So you can see that it deals progressively more and more and more, right?
bit, and so did the AP scaling by 5%, but now it also deals more damage for each champion hit during that channel, so it's going to be fun in teamfights if you manage to hit multiple enemies.
So it's pretty much like broken in here. I'm probably at level 16 and in team fights as well, because by the way, just to be clear, this was posted on Remus's YouTube channel. I just reacted to it. Um, Pretty much, I felt like Xerath needs this buff, so his early game gonna be a bit more oppressive. Then he's level 6, if he can hit more ultimates, then it will deal more damage. If you only hit one, then it will deal less. So you better be hitting those ultimates. And also at level 16, you're gonna get 2 extra shots, which is insane, right? That's it for now. Have a nice day.